Hey you guys, it's me, Kiana, coming at you today. It's now about 9:16 in the morning, and what I'm going to do is just take some time out of my early morning to start roasting my lunch and dinner for today. Of course, you all know it's going to be Atkins friendly. It's going to be induction phase friendly as well, which is considered for the first 2 weeks. As for me, I've continued my induction phase because I do want to see a rapid weight loss and also to train my body to be adjusted or to continue to be adjusted to eating specific foods and specifically at certain times. So I am going to fix one of my favorite meals that I've discovered, and although I've had it before throughout my life, for some reason my palate has changed in such a way that I actually crave certain things. This is one of the meals that I fixed that I really love, you guys. So I hope that you try it out as well, especially you guys that's on a low carb or Atkins diet. So we're going to fix us a brisket and cabbage. And you all know that's the traditional meal for fixing for St. Patrick's Day. But as you also know, I have a deep freezer. And whenever things go on sale, for instance, turkeys around Thanksgiving, hams around Easter and things like that, pork loin around Easter, stuff like that as well, I try to stock up on those things because those things are traditional meals. And by them being traditional meals, they sell a lot of them, therefore they are extremely cheap. So when they had briskets for St. Patrick's Day, they had them literally for $3.50 each, and then I had $1 off coupon of any beef product if I bought Uncle Ben's rice. So what I did was I wound up spending like $2.50 for a whole brisket, so I bought a whole bunch of them. So we're going to fix us a brisket, and this brisket actually, you don't need any sauce, you don't need any seasoning whatsoever. Brisket is a salty meat. I don't know if you guys know that. And when you take it out the package, you want to definitely rinse it off because it can be a little too salty for some people's palate. So you want to try to basically get off any excess salt that may be laying on the meat, so to speak. So, but even if you rinse it off, it's still going to be a salty meat. Now, it's not going to be too salty, but it's going to be enough salt that you don't have to include any extra on the meat. So, you want to definitely rinse it off and then place it in your baking dish. And as for me, I'm going to use just the traditional glass baking dish, and you're going to lay the fat side up. Now, I'm going to tell you, some people actually lay the fat side down. As for me, I like to leave the fat side up because the fat actually makes sure or ensures that the meat is going to be tender. Okay, so what you want to do, you want the meat to actually, the fat to drip. It sounds gross, I know, but you want the meat to actually drip down into the meat and then in the bottom of the pan, versus it just only being in the bottom of the pan and the top of your meat is what? Dry. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. You're going to put the fat side up, the meat side down. Okay, like so. You can add a tiny bit of water, but it is going to spell a little bit of water, so you don't have to flood it or anything like that. But just add a little bit in the bottom of your shallow dish, and then put it in the oven for 375. Now, if you want to slow cook it a little longer, you can put it in the slow cooker or a crock pot, or you can put it on 350 and then cook it like that. And it should take anywhere, I leave mine in the oven on 375 for about a good hour. Yeah, about an hour. But I'm not one of those people that time their food per se. I'm always here and I'm always doing something around the kitchen area. So I just go here and just check it every certain amount of minutes or whatever. Also, I'm one of those cooks that I can smell when something is ready. So being that I can smell it when it's ready, I don't really look at a clock per se. But I would estimate probably about the 45-minute mark you want to start checking it. And you'll know when it's done. You definitely want to make sure it's tender though. So anywhere between the 45-minute mark and an hour and say 5 or 10 minutes, you want to definitely keep an eye on it. Okay? Now, as for our cabbage, you're just going to take a regular head of cabbage. And in our cabbage, we're not going to add any extras. And I'm not even going to put any bacon like I normally would put inside of my cabbage. And that's because eating it with the brisket that already has salt, is really no need to add another salt or high sodium product. So I'm just going to simply put in my cabbage just a tiny bit of red pepper flakes and just a tad bit of seasoned salt. Just very little though, okay? You want it to still obtain or have its cabbage taste. You don't want to overpower with anything else. And again, since you already have the brisket, which is a salty meat, you don't necessarily have to have bacon in our cabbage, which we traditionally usually use bacon in it. Okay. And another reason why I'm doing this so early, it's 9:22 now in the morning time. Another reason is because I like to get my things already started. That way I won't be scrambling, trying to fix things for lunch, and I won't also get tempted to eat something quick or what's considered quick or in a hairy food that may not be carb friendly. So to stay on Atkins, I recommend that you always prep. I haven't, as you know, I've already expressed to you guys that I haven't slipped not once. And I think I haven't slipped because one of the reasons is because not only am I totally devoted to changing my life, but I'm also haven't slipped because I make sure that I prep. And even if I don't physically prep, mentally I prep. So I already have everything laid out in my mind, or either physically I have it laid out in the refrigerator. So I recommend that you guys prep. As for my cabbage, you're just going to slice it off. I don't like shredded cabbage because I'm not trying to make a coleslaw, but I also don't like big huge chunks like this. So you just want to cut that like that chunk in half and make it like this, okay? And you're just going to put it down in your pot. This is a dish that you can just literally fix it and go do whatever else you need to do. Maybe spend some time with the baby. Daddy's still asleep. Little Chuck and I got up early. And right now he's playing. And after I fix this, I will fix my own breakfast, which is going to be, I'm going to fix some steamed broccoli, as well as make basically a broccoli omelet. Now, you know I'm only allowed 20 carbs a day. This cabbage is a very low carb vegetable. Literally for probably this whole head is under 20 calories. So, I mean not 20 calories, so we don't count calories. It's under 20 carbs. So this is what they consider, some would consider a almost a free food. And a free food means that you can eat plenty of it. Now, I would say almost a free food because it does consist of carbs. But it's a great way to get vitamins in, all your nutrients, by eating a green leafy vegetable and still maintaining or making sure that you stay within your confines of the 20 carbs a day that they suggest that you do on the induction base. So, alrighty you guys. I will show you once I plate it for lunch. But again, it's not really that much to it. You just slice it off. The meat, no seasoning needed. Put it in a pot. Put it in a crock pot. Put it in a pan. Put it in the oven. 375. You're good to go. Put the fire on high until this cabbage is halfway done. I don't like my cabbage like coleslaw. Again, I'm not making coleslaw, so I don't want my cabbage to be crunchy. I like my vegetables limp, believe it or not. So, yeah, so I actually am going to cook this on high until it's almost done, and then I'm going to place it on low and just let it cook for a good while. Alright? Again, a little teeny bit of seasoned salt on your cabbage and a little bit of your red pepper flakes. Not a lot of the red pepper flakes though. Literally a few dashes is plenty. Okay? And then that's it. So, once that's done, I will come back and show you guys once it's lunchtime and I need to plate it. Again, if you've been following me with the Atkins diet, I eat pretty late because I stay up extremely late. So therefore, my lunchtime is a lot different from most people's. My lunchtime is probably around 2 o'clock, where most people's lunchtime is probably around 12. That is because I want to make sure that I spread my meals out according to the hours that I'm up. So, because I'm up until like 1 in the morning every night, of course my meals are not going to be 9 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon, and 5 in the afternoon. 5 in the evening. My meals wouldn't go with that. So, I eat my breakfast around 10, my lunch around 2, and then my dinner around 6. Of course, making sure to keep my metabolism burning, eating snacks in between, and they are Atkins healthy snacks. Maybe some raw broccoli and some blue cheese dressing, maybe some celery and some cream cheese, things like that. All right? So, on that note, I will talk to you guys later. Be blessed.